Which one you want, Abdullah?
They settled on Dollars Moods while our camera was in the rehearsal studio, one of the original tracks that featured on the only album released by the Jazz Epistles in 1959. And while reunions of the group have happened in South Africa, this would have been their international coming together again.
It came together when I basically learned about this story, which happened about 10 years ago. And it was almost like one of these stories that was too good to be true. I mean, as a journalist, we're always looking for what's the best story. And this seemed to me the best story with the most iconic, legendary players that nobody in America knew about, that everyone should. And the music itself that resulted from the story is also as great.
Abdullah Ibrahim, Hugh Masekela and Jonas Gwangwa, the only surviving members of the original 6 Jazz Epistles, that included the late but hugely talented Kipi Muketsi on sax, Johnny Hertze on bass and Makaya Nchoko on drums.
We were young people at that time living under this horrendous thing that was being imposed on us, and we call apartheid, which denied us access to everything. It could not deny us. They could not deny access to ourselves. So we practiced in the music and went beyond these borders that they were trying to impose on us.
Along with his band Ekaya, who's been playing with him for several decades, Ibrahim believes the music had to do with their humanity.
How can you throw anything out of the universe? This is complete insanity. So it doesn't matter where you move people, or where you move things, you are connected and interconnected. So it was a time also when people asserted the political will. And of course, the Jazz Epistle recording was done 6 months before the Sharpeville massacre.
This African jazz singer also came to popularity in the 1950s, singing in a trio with the late Miriam Makeba and Dolly Ratebe. She's the opening act tonight.
Since the passing of my friend Miriam Makeba, and since the passing of the great Nelson Mandela, our great icon, I've written a song for him, which I would like people to listen to. It's a happy song about him, thanking him for what he has done for us, for the world over, and some other new things.
At 81 this year, she believes the younger generations of musicians leave much to be desired, particularly as it relates to the world around them.
We sang a lot of material which had something to do with what was happening in the world. Mm-hmm. And up to now, there's still what's happening in the world, you know what I'm saying? It's just that this time, studios will not record anything like that. If I had to write a song about what's happening today in Africa, or what's happening around the world today, they would say, no, we can't sell this anyway. Mm. So this is maybe why the youngsters don't really care what they're singing about.
Celebrating their freedom in New York City with music, as they did even when they were still shackled by the chains of history. Sherwin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.